Uh, Today there will be discussion about values. It's optional seminar, and you are not forced to to participate. And I prepared a small mind map about values, and I can show it. Maybe you find it too small. So we can make it bigger. Anyway, I plan to do some discussion about values and to prepare our vision about this question. It's not that simple, and to generate maybe some memorandum of true data scientist, what the values he or she should align and follow during not only the professional activity, but the whole life. So let's put something here in this mind map. How do you think, what is the most important value for the data scientist?
Truthfulness.
Truthfulness. And can you explain, maybe some can say something about this? Is it really much important or not?
Yeah, like I will give the current example of coronavirus. We cannot predict the future results using data science or machine learning because we don't have the truthful data. So this is like truthfulness is important in every aspect. The more truth our data will be having, the more we will use to predict or to save.
If we have data, if we have data, it should be. So how to make it short? For processing data, it should be true. Okay, so trustfulness. Cavalier, maybe you can find some picture and give me the link to this picture. I will put it under this word, trustfulness. Maybe, so what the picture can reflect this word.
Okay,
Because,
I will just share
yeah,
you.
yeah. Okay. So what are other ideas? What the values, maybe not about data scientists, what the values usually we can say about people to follow?
I have an idea, and I think that one of the most important values of a true data scientist is validity.
Validity. Okay.
It means that we should prove all our statements or results with and provide an argumentation for each of it.
Okay. Six. Can you find some image or picture on this?
Yeah, I'll try. Okay.
I shared you link of the picture.
Yeah, it's actually it's not the picture. It's I asked about some image, some like here there is a text, but what an image can represent this text? Yeah.
Okay, I will just try.
So validity. Yeah, we can say validity about data. Yeah. So what the exact meaning?
I think we can say about validity not only about the data, but about all our results. For example, some theorems or something else.
Okay. So
Actually, this value suits for not only data scientists, but for mathematicians.
yeah, sure. That's for обоснованность in Russian, yeah. Okay, for each the word we also need to imagine two types of situations. The first in which a person follow this value, and second in which does not, to distinguish, because the most hard case, yeah, when you cannot distinguish and you feel that you like you align to validity but actually not. So that is a challenging task to present these two cases. Any other values?
Yeah, Professor, I have one.
Okay.
I think consciousness is also important for data scientist.
Consciousnesses.
That he must be aware of things and also responsible for the surrounding.
Be aware of things.
And responsible or responsive about the surrounding.
Great. Yeah, that's great. So responsibility is also can be a kind of value. Yeah.
Yes, I think so.
Okay, that's great. Please suggest some picture about
Okay,
consciousness. Yeah.
it. Yes, and
Okay. Elena, maybe you have something?
I'm still thinking.
Hello, Professor.
Hello.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think adaptability should be one of the important value for a data scientist.
Adaptability, please explain.
Yes. As everything is changing rapidly, so a data scientist should adapt the new technologies, new processes, and whatever the new things coming in data scientist field, he should adapt to that. He should not stick with particular skills and particular skill set.
Not stick to okay. Due to changes. Okay, check if correct.
Yeah.
Okay. So some picture, suggest some picture.
I'm looking for it.
Knowledge.
Knowledge. Who said this?
Me.
Me?
Like Cavalier, sorry.
Okay. Knowledge. Exactly, it's not a property, knowledge. To be knowledgeable.
Yeah, like for as a data scientist, the more knowledge our data will be having, the more better prediction we can make.
Knowledgeable. More knowledge we have, more friendly. Okay, that's correct. Mhm.
Formlessness, like to don't think inside a box. Like if we have a data and if we will think only inside the box, then we can miss many things. So like formless.
That is a picture for trustfulness, yeah? Is it? Rishabh, that's the picture you provided is more like schema, but taken imaginative, yeah, like some image, some picture that represents the idea.
Okay,
It's,
okay. I will
it's
send you.
yeah, the schema is not good. It's also kind of logical. We need
Okay,
to involve imaginative. Yeah.
okay.
Rafael having troubles joining meeting. Mm, I do not know how to treat this. Actually, as you know, it's maybe not that hard to suggest these ideas, yeah, not that hard to propose. But the hardest thing, as I see, as I know, that is to align to values in day-to-day activity, in daily activity. And what the situation may arise that can expose, can discover this kind of values. When you can say that the person is trustfulness or not. Does he align to validity or not? Like these kind of situations you can call kind of exam, living exam, due to which you can distinguish. Cavell suggested this for knowledge, this picture. How do you find, does it reflect the knowledge, the knowledgeable person?
Well, probably, but it doesn't clear if it is knowledge which can be applied or just a bunch of facts.
Yeah, but it's shaped as a heart. So a person is supposed to love these facts, or it's not the actually not the facts, but some equation, geometry, some letters, and atom structure. Yeah, maybe it's some general knowledge, but I do not like this part of um, part of brain, part of. Okay, so Nikita proposed this. Trust me, this is science. Okay. and adaptability. Mukul provided this picture. Can you explain, Mukul, what is why this picture?
In this picture, we can see the water adapt the shape which it's been put on. So as a data scientist, if we are in any situation, we should adapt to that situation for the good and for the beneficial of that situation.
And how do you think whether adaptability can conflict with validity? Nikita?
I think, but these definitions are so like general, and it's hard to compare it. Could you explain one more time?
Yes, I see that like there possible one situation in which like you need to be adaptable. Yeah, if customer or stakeholder ask you whether like you can provide prediction at level 97%, and you, due to validity, you say like I cannot say now, but I can try. And actually, you may say there is no data to achieve such an accuracy, such a quality. But due to adaptability, you need to take a form of that shape, yeah, and say yes. Like I'm trying to construct such a situation in which you face with a problem of which value to align.
At least in the case when you have to choose confidence intervals or something like this.
Sorry, again, please, Sergey.
Меня слышно?
Да.
At least in case of choosing confidence intervals and so on.
In case of
maximum p-value. I mean, there is no strict rules of this kind of maximum p-value.
Okay, it's for p-value, it's also kind of probabilistic thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of estimation, but it might have conflicts with adaptability. I mean, in that case, they could have conflicts.
Yes. So, as I suppose, not all the shapes you need to take form of. Yeah, Mukul.
Yes.
So
Such which is most beneficial to the stakeholder and the developer, I guess.
Yes. So, but what if, like, take such a situation, you are trying to build an algorithm which predicts what the total credit we can give to a person. And we know that is a micro credit organization which take 2% per day. How do you find? You can build a good model for them. And this good model will definitely predict at high quality what the average credit sum can be given to a person in order to build more profit for this organization. Actually, does it align to all these values, like that kind of project? It's adaptability, yeah? The customer asks you to do something, you do.
Yeah, I
Actually,
did for half of the year credit scoring system to give credits only to Muslims.
Okay.
Mainly, that's kind of issue. I mean,
Okay.
not residents.
Okay. So I didn't get actually what the case.
It was just of a joke. It is restricted in Islam to give money with interest rate, and I did a credit scoring system for non-residents, mainly from Middle Asia.
Okay.
That's it. I'm gonna get into health.
Mukul?
yeah, actually, when I said adaptability, I said in the respect of the skill sets only.
In the respect of skills, yeah?
Skill set, yes.
Okay, and what if we say that skill of brushing up your presentation or expose what you know at the like so there are some kind of statistics, how to say, I read a book with the title How to Lie with Statistics. I can show you now how to lie. Yes. So, sorry, Yandex not working good English. And
I can suggest. Sorry.
Yes, you can suggest.
One more characteristic of data scientist, probably. Maybe we can call it consistency, because when you adapt to something, you shouldn't ruin previous results. Align data from different, synchronize data from different sources and build consistent system from all that.
To build consistent system, I understood.
I meant not really this. I meant let me think a bit.
So
I mean, when we talk about validity and adaptability, in the first case, we say that we should prove things, and also we should adapt to new situations. But if you will prove different things but won't connect them consistently, that was I meant. it will be less usable.
Connect things consistently, I wrote. Yes.
Yeah, something
So
like that.
yeah, that is not consistency, целостность, да, по-русски хотел сказать.
Ну да.
Mm-hmm.
Integrity.
Or maybe integrity. Там
Это
consistency
еще вроде
будет
как там
появится
честность
в середине.
с собой, да?
Не, it's not about kindness. It is about correspondence of different ideas, how they connected, how do they work in the whole system.
Mm-hmm.
As a shorthand, we can say compatibility of ideas. Okay, and we can stop there.
Compatibility. Okay. So provide some picture for that. Rishab has provided, not.
Okay, I will provide.
Okay. So yeah, this picture from Rishab. Consciousness. But Rishab, it's kind of mortal.
Yeah, this is describing that without intelligence, consciousness intelligence is nothing, or if it has, like, it will take more time to solve any problem. If a person or a data scientist is not conscious about the problem or things that's going on around.
I cannot find how the picture reflecting this idea.
Like the left one is reflecting the same person without having consciousness. And the right one is having intelligence with consciousness.
But on the right side is a robot, not a person.
Yeah, I know, but the type of robot, but because it's related with intelligence, so this picture is showing like a robot.
Okay. Okay.
Can we say creativity?
Okay. So please explain. Rafael?
Yes, sir. Just a second. Yeah. So there's when you have the problem, there's no one way of actually solving the particular problem. So you need to be creative, understanding the data, and
Creative?
Yeah.
Okay. Creative. How to distinguish what is creative?
Yeah. Yeah. So like even after your data, you should be creative enough to create like beautiful visual reports for the customer so that they can understand.
Didn't really get, yeah. Creative to be to create something, or like, sorry. Yeah, what's
I didn't hear you well. Hello?
yeah, please repeat. What is creative?
Saying for creativity, it's like usually maybe after you have created your model and everything, or when you get your data, you can actually be more creative by creating beautiful visual reports or dashboards so that customers can easily also understand what you've done.
Okay. This create beautiful visual reports because that the customer can understand what you have done. Yeah. Creativity. It's like kind of a case. Yeah. And when it's not creativity, when the person do not align to creativity, what kind of does he do?
Well, creativity is not just about the visual report. I was just trying to give example.
Yeah, it's example. Yeah.
Yeah.
What counter example?
Okay, counter example. Like I mean, you just design because the client asks you to create a model. You just create a model and then you just give it to the client, not caring whether the client understand what you like your output on it. I don't know.
Cannot understand. Yeah, that's voice from you is quite hard to listen because of some problem of your microphone, or like, yeah, maybe speak a bit.
Okay now?
Yeah, yes, it's okay now. What the negative case? Yeah, what is not creativity, non-creativity?
Yeah, I was saying that like you just do exactly what the client asks you. So maybe the client just wants the model. You just build a model, and then your output is just like raw data. But then you can be creative by trying to understand their specific needs and probably create a visual. Yeah.
Okay, so what other students think about this? If we do exactly what the client asks you, it's not creativity. So it's kind of to add something from you, yeah. From to be creative is to put something special. In case of like making beautiful reports, and that. Munyaraji?
I have another value, so I will speak after Raphael.
Okay.
I will add ethical professionalism.
Ethical professionalism. Yeah. What's it?
Okay. In the perspective that we hold information that has got that has contribution to some space, to some field, I think it's important for a data scientist to know to whom with he or she can share the information with. So such information is very private. So being a professional, you should actually consider like things like data privacy. And like I'll give an example with Facebook. Facebook is very, and Twitter, they actually kind of save the kind of people who are trying to source information from them. So whenever you are a data scientist, you should be able to know the purposes to which these clients want the information for. Even a scientist, you just don't do work for somebody just because that somebody asked you to do the work. You actually have to view the work on how it will impact the human. So in that prospect, you actually have to consider some ethics within the field you are working in.
Okay, so yeah, this situation, then you take a model for microcredit predictions. Yeah, how you can judge by this ethical professionalism. Do you know that some people ask for microcredit because they do not have money? But anyway, we suggest them a credit by 2% each day on the credit. Mm-hmm. Is it ethical, professional to develop a model for that kind of predictions? Do you need to be aware about the model the customer circumstances and conditions by which he will use your model, or you just need to build such a model, provide them, take cash, and say goodbye?
Well, one thing that I've come to notice is when you become a data scientist, you become an asset to the company. So as an asset to the company, if the company has to know about a particular individual, it automatically means that you will know about a particular customer. But now what you do with that information is what is important. So of course you can build a model, but what professionalism goes on to say now is, since you know that information, what are you going to do about it? So the danger only comes if you act on the information which is something else which is outside the building of the model and giving advice to the company.
Yes. Yeah. So it's professional to build a model, which is correct. Yeah. But
yes.
you sometimes you cannot know the context by which this model can be used. And are you actually responsible for this context of usage?
Yes, that is when the value of responsibility comes in now.
Yes.
So if you act in a professional way, it actually means that you are acting responsibly.
Yeah, sure. And what we said about knowledgeable, yeah, that the knowledgeable person will try to get to know about the context of usage of his result, yeah?
Yeah.
So when we are trying to develop some face recognition system, yeah, to improve some face recognition, and it's better to know where the system will be used, whether it be used in Chinese, like residents, as we call Uyghur. I don't know it's in English. Uyghur, where Chinese government apply very strong rules for people called Uyghur, keep track about everything what they are doing, where they are moving, and also. So it's better to know about these concepts.
It might be reputationally toxic.
Yeah. So some pictures. Let's see, creativity from Rafael. Rafael, creativity, what does the picture you provided, what does it mean? It's only the word, creativity. Like, take more imaginative pictures, yeah? Consistency from Alexander. Okay, that's the picture, yeah. Consistency. Moniraj, also about ethical professionalism. It's challenging to find the picture. Elena?
Yes. I wanted to tell about something like curiosity, but as I heard Ralph said something like this.
Curiosity?
Maybe curiosity or some kind of risky, maybe. I mean, when you don't know how to solve this problem or what to do, you try to make some solution, even if it will be with bad result.
Curiosity. So let me check. Любопытство. Yeah. Любопытство. Любознательность. Yeah. And risky?
I don't know how to say it in English.
Yeah, risky. Авантюрные. Adventurous. Yeah. Предприимчивый, adventurous. Okay. Okay, so in the case of to put yourself into some risk, yeah, in order to take more advantages or more opportunities, or how to explain this curiosity?
Maybe risky is something like responsibility. You're responsible for your decision, even if it can bring something bad.
We already have a responsibility, yeah. So
yeah.
Here is another sense of responsibility. It's kind of yeah, if you I understood what is the connection to creativity. Yeah, even if you cannot realize the lesser risk way, you need to try anyway. Yeah, and take responsibility for this attempt. Yeah. Okay.
Make risky decisions.
Make risky decisions in order to
Get benefits.
Actually, risky. Yeah, it's not. You don't supposed to take risky decisions if no benefit. If you do not see any benefit. It's actually somehow connected, benefit and risk. Yeah. Okay, some picture for curiosity.
I find it.
Rafael.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Communication. What's it?
Yes. I was thinking that as a data scientist, you need to have good. One of the values you need to have is communication, good communication, because you in a company you might be working with different executives, and you should be
I
able to
suppose,
explain.
yeah, it's communicative. It's more about skills, not about values.
Okay.
You may have a communicativeness or not, and like, is it really a value what you align to follow?
I think it would be a skill.
Yeah. So you agree that is a skill, yeah? It's how to formulate it more general as a value. Empathy. Can we say empathy? Or not?
Well, empathy is useful to understand every other human, so it can be of use, of course. But can you suggest some specific cases?
Yeah, I'm trying to understand Rafael's more general about communication. Yeah, it's communicative. And form it as a value. So in the case of like by each of the value we mentioned, we need to have a strong like decision rule. Yeah, what the situation where you follow and where you not follow this value. So I can easily see that for validity. Yeah, you can say that the coronavirus is a big problem, and so someone can ask you why, and you need to prove. Yeah? You need to provide data. You need to provide model.
I think facts
Yeah.
for this position.
Yeah, so somehow reason for the solve, and even by trustfulness, you need to like to to trust the data sources you have, and so isn't it, Cavalier? And by the consciousness,
Professor, maybe we can add one more point, transferability, like which you discussed about communication. So communication should be transparent.
Transparency. This? Rafael, do you agree?
Yeah, I think one way it's also transparency would engulf communication, because if you are open with your processes, like it means like you'll be able to speak to every stakeholder.
Okay. Transparency, yeah. Okay, so for transparency, how we can shortly explain? Transparency. Cavalier?
Yes.
So what does it mean, transparency?
Like there are different departments in companies, so communication should be transparent. Like if we are, if someone is providing data, one department is providing data to another, so it should be transparent without our like own variations which comes according to the communication, which when it travels person to person.
So we cannot define transparency by transparency. Yeah, communication should be how to say?
Yeah, it's good, transparent.
We can add traceability.
Here in transparency.
I mean, for you to, for there to be transparency, there is some need of traceability. So if you are communicating, you should be able to trace from which communication channel that from which communication channel that you received some form of information.
Okay. And how do you find this collision about transparency in communication and ethical professionalism? Yeah. At first, you need to keep some confident information, and in second, transparency, you need to be transparent. Yeah, to explain your actually, we cannot define transparent by transparent. It's what the mean transparent. Yeah, what the situation. Can you explain your intentions, or what does really mean transparent?
Like
Can
word
you say?
to word.
Yeah.
Exact passage of words or message.
Okay. Message So what?
It can be
So
like a manager passes a team leader a message कि we have to do task as it is like this, and when team leader passes this message to his team members, so it should be like transparent, exact what the leader is expecting, what the manager is expecting from the team leader, and what team leader is delivering to the team member. So there should not be like communication gap.
okay, so not to add new information, not to change, yeah,
Yeah, exactly, not
not to
to
change
manipulate.
intentions, manipulate, and
Maybe it's just the transparency is just when all the information should be clear to everyone in the process, and information should be full. We should we have full communication. I mean, full information should be full and clear.
complete, you mean? But it can collide with this. You cannot share some information due to some like non-disclosure agreements or like that. Yeah. So you cannot expose all information.
I think when I think about transparency in communication, I think about how to say that correspondence of what is being communicated to real world situation, because sometimes during communication between stakeholders, the information can be some kind of warped. It may be warped a bit to present one of the stakeholders less guilty for some failure, for example, or something like that. But when it comes to that, it makes communication far less effective, because it leads to the wrong assumptions, wrong decisions based on the wrong data.
Mm-hmm. Wrong
So by
assumptions.
transparency, so by transparency, I mean some kind of truthfulness of information.
Okay. So
yeah. And when we achieve this truthfulness, each part of the big team can rely on each other. Different parts of the team can rely on each other and perform as a team in general.
yes, so in that case, we need to understand this transparency. Yeah. So sometimes you need to expose where you've taken this information, and sometimes you cannot show all the all the sources, but you need to be clear about the intentions. Why you collecting information, why you need to apply some model or that. So one of the hard questions also arise when suppose you are trying to build a model of brain tumors or some like on cancer, analyzing images, yeah, and you are starting to work with some medical healthcare institution, but they do not, they are not allowed to give you a data set because they didn't sign the NDA with patients. But you doing really good project for patients, yeah. You are trying to predict and distinguish cancer type and so on. You need data, and you stipulate that you can use data. How do you think? What's the case here? Maybe it's curiosity, yeah? You are quite risky to to avoid this agreement with every patient, yeah, that for them to allow to use their data for scientific research. But at the moment you have not. Can you start such kind of project?
Can you please explain your idea again?
You are about to start a medical project, yeah, about cancer recognition. And the data you needed from institution is not supposed to be transferred to another institution like your organization, because the institution does not sign an agreement with every patient about this. Actually, there is no technical problems to give you such data set, but it's more about law. They cannot give you this data legally.
Well, maybe we can pre-process data somehow to make it less traceable to which person it belongs to.
Yeah, so yes, that's some technical performance, technical activity can be done. Anyway, a person who provided these like MRI images to institution even do not realize if his data, even in pre-processed as pre-processed data, can be used for some outside organization.
So it's not an option.
It can be done if this pre-processing is done on the basis of this institution. Yeah, so you cannot
Okay.
touch every data. You cannot touch any piece of this data set, but you need to provide some procedure by which they can perform this pre-processing. After that, you possibly can take this data legally, yeah. So not to like following ethical professionalism, yeah. And but you may be a person who is quite risky, and you have curiosity, and you decided to take small piece of data in order to build such a depersonalization procedure. So that also, yeah, understand?
Yeah. We need piece of data still.
Is it ethically professional, Muniraji?
I don't think it is. Legally, it's not. Legally, it's not. Of course,
Yeah, we are not talking about legal. We are talking about values. Yeah.
Values.
Yeah. Suppose your friends, parents are like maybe not the case. There's some person you face it with this problem like cancer, yeah, in real life. And once upon a time, you decided, I will do everything to overcome this disease. Yeah. So, and then you were able to participate in such kind of grant or activity. Okay. At first, you need to take small piece of data legally or illegally. If illegally, then it's like curiosity, or risky, some risky decision. Yeah, but you need to be transparent for all the communications and explain why you need this small piece of data. And you need to guarantee by the adaptability and skills, yeah, the high level of technology, security technology. You will guarantee that no one will take an access to your data. Yeah.
Yes.
So then pre-process and provide a procedure of depersonalization, and then do it in a regular way, legally.
Yeah. So in this way, I think yeah, it's you are acting in a professional way. Why? Because I think you are able to explain the reasons why you are actually doing so, and the other thing is that that piece of information, as long as it doesn't impact someone's life negatively and impacts somebody's life positively, that will add to the whole humanity benefiting from the data science field. Because I think as data scientists, we are more of like guardians pertaining to particular analytics and some form of enlightenment in knowledge. So as a guardian, you should be able to understand the impact of the analytics that you are coming up with.
Okay, that's great. And you mentioned one general value, yeah? So we are doing something for like what you said, the beneficial, yeah, for the society or like that, yeah.
Yes, yes.
So to be short, can we this doing beneficial to the society?
Yes.
Yes, to what the value is can be formulated. Maybe, yeah, it's kind of dilemma between humble, between your personal and social. Yeah.
Yes, and it also links to business, because the problem with business does not care much about humility. and it doesn't care, or the whole thing that business wants is getting profits. So as a data scientist, you are faced with a dilemma for which you want to benefit the business. At the same time, you want to make sure that the society benefits from it, which is a problem.
Okay, dilemma between benefits of society and business. And this is how the business can get profits without aligning to society, like to some general values, also general aims, yeah, somehow. So like oil and gas companies getting some oil from, and it's a big impact to ecology, and we face with a dilemma whether to like to get more oil or to get more care about ecology, and we cannot decide upon it because we are using oil products in everyday life. And so what is more valuable for us? It can come to the level of values, yeah. So in each particular case, you as data scientist, you can be knowledgeable, yeah, you can understand the context of usage, your model, your technology, and it's upon to you to decide whether to participate in this project or not to participate. You can see here that you can get more profits and doing some project for a business, but you need to be keep aware of the whole society impact. Yeah. Does everybody coherent with this idea or not? How do you think?
I think I am.
Yeah. So anyway, other opposite. Sorry, 1 second. Is the picture is complete? Can I, how you think?
I think yes, because we can discuss a lot about the values, but I think these values are the most important for any data scientists or not only data scientists, because these values are just in general about humanity.
Yes, okay. So I can propose some more. Yeah. So if we take about the professional activity, we cannot actually avoid some personality. And without there are some values that people sometimes forget when we are developing artificial intelligence system. Yeah, we are usually acting as inventors, those who provide new technology. And by providing this technology, we need to see the impact on the society, like building more complicated face recognition systems, building more transcription systems. We provide the ability of some people, some blind people, yeah, to see. Some people, how to say, немые. Do you know?
I don't know.
For dumb people, yet able to speak and to listen. Anyway, this artificial intelligence technology can also have bad impact because these are the providing people with how to say, sorry for my English.
Ad hoc solution.
Ad hoc solutions. No,
just
no, this is actually crutch. This crutch, yeah, and this technology, what the impact is making people blind and making people dumb in the case of their conscious, because people starting to rely more on artificial intelligence technology, yeah, and that's why they became as like simple organisms, cannot find a way without navigator, cannot answer people where to find a shop without double geese, yeah. Cannot translate words into another language without support of Google Translation. So by inventing new artificial intelligence technology, we need to keep in mind that people are tending to lose some skills, to lose knowledgeable. That's why we also need to take care of it. Who accept artificial intelligence inventors? Who will care about this? Will government care about this? I suppose not. We are data scientists. We need to care about this like future. So I propose for personality, propose humanity as value, and friendship. And let me propose this family. Maybe it's not like not about the professional activity, but to think in a range range of family, in range of friendship and humanity, and to keep on it. So thank you for the participation about this value seminar. We that was just first glance on this problem, yeah, and we tried to make collisions between these principles, between values, and by the integrity principle we need to connect every two value into a system, yeah, that only then it can work as the whole organism inside of your minds. And the task was not completed now is to suggest counter examples. So we provided positive examples, but we need to provide negative, quite similar examples, and in order to have an edge between aligning to this value and not aligning, because it's really hard to distinguish in real life. When you, even in a real project, when some customers suggest you millions, and now for coronavirus problem, trillions, billions of money, and you need to keep in mind why you do so, what the impact on society, and back after society, what will be impact on you after a couple of years if the project complete good. So thank you for participation. Any kind of suggestions, propositions can you provide?
I have one proposition. Maybe it's good or not, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
In personality, like a human should also have love in his heart.
Can you explain?
Yeah, love to other organisms, love to those whom we don't know, but still we should have some love for them, like for other animals.
Animals, people. What about technical systems? Kind of love to artificial intelligence.
Yeah, actually we should have, because it can solve many problems of the world.
Yeah, that's why you see that some people trying to crash artificial intelligence by asking them some questions never been asked to people, yeah, because of some legal and moral things. But when you face with interaction with a robot, you are trying to to check his availability to speak even in immoral questions. I was like I have seen such situations where people trying to people became not people actually. And then was one experiments. Maybe you have seen a film, Das Experiment, where people were divided into two groups. One are prisoners, second are supervisors in this prison. And they were divided into these two groups randomly. That was just an experiment. And that experiment concluded to like very, very bad things. That's why when people not following this, not following love, they start to act like an angry animal. But even animal can follow this principle, not to defeat those who are not like not belong to the specific like category in the nature. Okay, so that is accepted, Kavada. Thank you for this idea.
Thank you, Professor.
So as a homework, please think about the negative cases for each value, and then after a while we can discuss about these negative cases. So for today, I suppose we have done a lot and good work, and thank you again. Yeah.
Thank you.
You too.
Okay, then. Bye. See you next time.
See you next week.
Bye, everyone. See you next time.
Thanks. That was interesting.
Bye.